May not be a countdown today. That's okay. Welcome to the Combat 365 pre-show. I'm Damian Roth. I am here once again to introduce tonight's show, and I will have a couple guests joining me in just a few moments. Thomas Challenge will be on his way. Eddie isn't with us today. He is all the way out in Ontario, coming off of that epic show that they had out there in Guelph. If you haven't caught it yet, it is on our Twitch channel, 365 Pro Wrestling. The whole event is there over 2 hours, so definitely you're going to want to check that out on Twitch. Now, coming up tonight, we have, once again, two matches that are going to be, in my opinion, quite exciting. The first match we have is Haviko going against Travis Williams. Now, both of these are former champions, grand champion, global champion, striving to climb up again that 365 ladder to be able to get to a belt. But before you can just, if you lose a belt, you just don't get it right away. You have to earn it. So what they did is they are going to get together. They're quite a match. You're going to see, of course, Haviko doing all the stuff that Haviko always does. Monkey flip cities. Travis is in fine form. And then there's a little bit of some at the end of the match, but that's okay. The second match of the night is none other than Lax Siddhartha taking on, and oh my god, of course I am drying. Brent, I just sat here 3 days editing this silly thing, and I can't remember who Lax just yeah. And if I said it wrong, it was it's Lax Siddhartha versus Brett Matthews, and it was Haviko versus Travis Williams. I hope I got that. I did get that right with Travis Williams. Yeah, so it's Lax Siddhartha versus Brett Matthews. Because I'm just imagining all these suplexes happening. I'm going, of course, it's the suplex king, Brett Matthews. So Brett Matthews taking on Lax Siddhartha again in another just epic match on 365 Combat. Now, if you haven't heard, we're once again back at full capacity, White Eagle Polish Hall. We have an upcoming taping live show. There are 6 matches on the card at the moment. We have now, unfortunately, we don't have our video to show you, so I'm kind of going everything off of here. So I'm just going to pull up the screen so I can have a quick look at it here. Getting over to the 365 Combat, 365 Pro Wrestling page on Facebook. All the things that you need to know are, of course, there. Now, the upcoming card coming up, it is going to be quite amazing. It's called Spring Break, and we have couple of title matches on there. We have let me run through the card here. My card just left. Jeez, I'm sorry, folks, but this is what happens when computers don't like to cooperate. Anyways, here we are. Headline match, we have Daniel Mccabe taking on Liza Hall. Now, this is going to be quite the match. We have one of the most technical masters of execution of wrestling in Daniel Mccabe taking on the former women's champion Liza Hall in what is going to prove to be one heck of a match. Now, we also have Haviko taking on Lax Siddhartha. There was a couple card changes, some injuries are getting involved in that, so that will be taking place. Eddie Osborne will be taking on Travis Williams in what is proving to be a grudge match here. Now, if you didn't see it from previous shows, there were some words between Eddie and Travis Williams, the Golden Boy, and things got a little bit heated, and they are going to go one-on-one this weekend at the White Eagle Polish Hall to see who is the better of the two. I'm not even going to tell you who I'm rooting for here because we want to know who you're rooting for. Anyways, getting back to the 3 more matches, and my card just dropped off once again, but that's okay. It is going to be one heck of a show. Now, coming back to tonight's show, I want to say that tonight's show is going to be the end of everything coming out of No Love Lost. We're getting into spring break, which will be this weekend. Episode will start next week for those of you who are going to be in the live attendance. But this Friday, 2 days from now, there is an absolute special episode of Combat that is coming up on the 365 Twitch. It'll be on probably the YouTube later, but it's going to be quite amazing because it is coming straight from the 365 Pro Wrestling Academy, located at the 42ish Media Studios in Victoria, British Columbia. Oh, hey, Thomas is here.
Hola. Hey, everyone.
So we're going to have the student showcase coming up on Friday. It's going to have, I believe, three matches, and then a special student card. Hey, here he is from Ontario. It's Eddie Osborne.
What's going on, guys? I heard you talking about the student show.
Absolutely.
So things have changed.
Oh!
We're going to have a student show.
Okay.
The matches are going to be a little bit different. I think it's going to be Maxwell Benson versus Damian Kane.
Oh.
One of the ladies going at it. What was the other match? It was Sawyer versus Haviko and Zach versus yours truly. So we'll switch it up a bit. But it's going to be free, live, Twitch, and Combat, like you said. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm just dropping to say hello. Hello, Chow. Hello, David. Thank you for doing this. Through a minute. Alien's laughing. Lenny's upset I'm beating her hockey. But we'll talk soon. And thank you guys, and see you guys tomorrow.
Absolutely. Tom, all right, so big changes coming up. I kind of know why the changes are there, but I'm not at liberty to say, so I'm not going to. I'll let that happen when that's officially announced. But it looks like some changes for the student card. Now, Chow, I've heard that you're going to be able to make it down for that event, so that's going to be exciting.
I will be there.
Any thoughts on we're going to see Maxwell Benson versus Damian Kane? Thoughts about that?
It should be interesting. We've seen, the two of them together, obviously not gelling well as a team. So hoping when they meet, it's going to be something, because it's definitely a different game when you're taming versus when you are going one-on-one. So I think Max is going to have his hands full, and I think that Damian Kane needs to watch out.
Absolutely, I agree. Let's talk about tonight, though. You're joining us here. I've already talked about the two matches. First match up is Haviko versus Travis Williams. Thoughts on that one?
This was a great match to call, great match to watch. Both men, I think, at the top of their game. Travis with a lot to prove. So was Haviko. So has Haviko. This match, for either of the two of them, could see them both rise significantly high up the ladder for 365 Pro Wrestling. So I think the fans are going to enjoy it.
Absolutely, I agree. It's definitely a match that we come to expect from the two styles of the wrestlers. So definitely exciting. Second match of the night, the big guys, Lax Siddhartha, Brett Matthews.
Oh man, I tell you what, this match here, these two beasts of men colliding. It's a wonder that the ring is still standing after this match. And once again, Lack has been on a mission. He's been tearing through 365 Pro Wrestling, and he's definitely met a huge roadblock and a huge hurdle in Brett Matthews. So once again, a different match compared to what you're going to see with Travis Williams and Haviko, which is a nice flavor and a nice mix to the stew that is 365 Pro Wrestling.
Absolutely. We got about 5 minutes left. So just coming into, unfortunately, you don't got the ability to respond to comments. So I'm looking at some of the comments that come by, and absolutely, Travis does have a lot to prove. I'm going to agree with Ross coming from what appears to be our Facebook feed. And he's predicting that Liza will beat Daniel Mccabe. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna leave that up out in the open because I've seen them individually. I don't really have a winner for that match. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy it because I think it's going to surprise me, or it may not. I'm kind of
Yeah, I have no doubt it's good. It always surprises all of us because we never do quite know what's going to happen. And the level of intensity of the wrestlers that we're able to bring in is unmatched here. On what we're able to show, it's quite exciting to have the ability for such a diverse array of talent to come from across the Pacific Northwest to Victoria to showcase what they're able to do. And having somebody like Liza Hall going against Daniel Mccabe is just one of these events that you're not going to want to miss. So either whether you catch it live or you catch it here on Combat, you're definitely going to want to see that match. So tonight is episode 23. We'll be starting episode 24 next week. We got the student showcase in the middle. Any thoughts on this weekend coming up in general? The student showcase, the big spring break. What are your thoughts?
honestly, I've lost my train of thoughts. I was just kind of reading some of the comments here along the chat here. I think spring break's going to be a great card. Definitely a lot of mix-ups and not mix-ups. Sorry, not mix-ups, but a lot of matches that 365 either hasn't seen or maybe hasn't seen in a while. I generally think it's going to be a great card. With the student show, it's going to be a great showcase. It's going to be a great showcase to see how far the longtime students have progressed, as well as how the new students it gives them a chance to show what they've learned up until now. So once again, I sound like a broken record, but it's going to be a great time had by all. That's
Absolutely. All right. Well, we're quickly running out of time here. I'm not quite sure how things are going in our pseudo remote control. Trying to all do this stuff is always interesting, but that's okay. Hey, it works, and that's the most amazing thing. So, rounding up tonight, we have on Combat Haviko taking on Travis Williams. We have Laxadartha taking on Brett Matthews. And we have coming up this weekend, we have the student showcase on Friday. Check it out on Twitch, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, free of charge on Twitch. And then we also have this weekend, the big one, spring break. There are a few tickets left. Check them out on the 365 Pro Wrestling website, on the Facebook. And we are able to sell tickets at the door, but I can't guarantee there's going to be any there. So you run the gauntlet if you just show up. Otherwise, I'm Damon Roth with
Thomas Chow.
Thank you for joining us tonight and enjoy tonight's episode of Combat.